This week, we are featuring Centennial Place, which is in Woodstock, Cherokee County. If you're going 575 north, you'll exit on exit 8, Town Lake Parkway, and turn left. Then you'll turn left onto Town Lake Hills Drive. The neighborhood is on the right if you're familiar with that area. Let's take a look at the last 3 years. 2019, there's about 200 homes, 220 homes in this neighborhood. In 2019, there were 9 homes that sold. There was 19 the year before. Wow. It dropped a lot. But 2019, there were 9 homes that sold. They took an average of 19 days to sell. The average sales price was $265,600. That went from a low of $250 to a high of $295. Sales price to list price ratio, and I find this so interesting, 97.6%, which means the average home seller discounted their home 2.4% in coming to an agreement with a buyer to buy the home. In 2020, there were 6 homes that sold, which is way less. That's a very small turnover rate. That's 3%. Only 3% of the homes in the neighborhood sold. That's very low. I would say on average in Metro Atlanta, it's more like 6 or 7%. They took an average of 24 days in 2020 to sell. The average sales price, $269,900, so an increase of $4,000 over 2019. The low was $248,900, almost right even with 2019. The high was $281,500. Average sales price to list price ratio, 99.5%, which means instead of having to discount the price 2.4%, home sellers only had to discount the price 0.5%. Now let's fast forward to 2021. 16 homes sold. That gives you a turnover rate of 7 or 8%, which means 7 or 8% of the homes in the neighborhood sold that year. That makes sense historically in Metro Atlanta. Average days on the market, a whopping 7 days. The average sales price, $343,000, which is an increase of $70,000. $70,000 year over year. That is an amazing price increases. They range from a low of $273,000 up to a high of $395,000. Good grief. High went from $281,000 to $395,000. The high price went up over $100,000. The sales price to list price ratio, drum roll please, 105.6%, which means the average home seller in the neighborhood sold their home for 5.6% more than it was listed for. There is currently 1 home available in the neighborhood for sale. The list price is $339,000, which means there's 0.85 months worth of inventory. If you sold 14 houses in the last 365 days and you had 1 on the market, it would take you 0.85 months or less than 4 weeks to get a contract on that home. Again, 220 or 218 homes in the neighborhood. The low average sales price was in 2012, right at the end of the recession, $126,617. Average sales price today, $343,000, which means homeowners' equity in that particular subdivision, just the 218 or 20 homeowners in Centennial Place in Woodstock, Cherokee County, have increased equity of $47.2 million. The elementary school is Carmel Elementary, middle school is Woodstock, and high school is Woodstock. Woodstock High School gets a school chimp score of 84.